I'm Marek D'Amato.
And I'm the four-armed Jew that spins the wheel that we use. That's a joke you're not going to remember.
No,
from a previous recording session.
I do not remember. You know why I don't remember?
Go back in some of our videos and you'll find it.
Well, I'd like to tell the audience something.
Yes.
You may be aware that last week there was no Mindbreakers.
Yes.
I am going to now explain the reason for this. March 31st of this year, I brought my computer in to be cleared of viruses because there were a few that were causing it to act up. A few annoying things, nothing major. It's not like the Halloween thing, which my computer just died suddenly.
Yeah, it didn't catch the AIDS.
Halloween 2015, it just kind of died and I couldn't upload anything. Fortunately for this, since I brought it in before...
died of the AIDS.
I'm trying to be serious here, Gio. Fortunately, this time I brought it in before anything happened, and I managed to save all my important stuff, my documents, papers I was working on for university, all the art for Mindbreakers and Narwhal Entertainment and everything.
Backed up most of the stuff.
All my creative writing. The opening for this very show. Mm-hmm. And I managed to upload a sizable backlog to... of videos. Example. I only missed 1 week
and it was
of Mindbreakers in 2 months.
We had a lot recorded. Thank God.
Fortunately, I never hit a hiccup in Let's Play videos. Have a lot of those.
Oh yeah, that we have. Oh, plenty.
So, you know the drill?
It's quite a big drill. It pierces the heavens.
Going to bring up our wheel in 3, 2, 1.
We need to come up with a name for this wheel.
It's the wheel.
We need to come up with I'm gonna call it Mr. Spin Spin.
We get to watch Pathfinder.
Yay! Why Pathfinder?
Because it's on the wheel.
Why Pathfinder?
Why not?
Why not Pathfinder?
It's good to ease ourselves back into something that isn't absolute garbage.
Is this like the RPG Pathfinder? Or
No.
Yeah, I know, I'm joking. Oh look, the Pathfinder role-playing game shows up immediately. The second you Google the Pathfinder...
A Viking boy is left behind after his clan battles a Native American tribe.
Oh no.
Raised within the tribe, he ultimately becomes their savior in a fight against the Norsemen.
The Norsemen?
The Norsemen.
Do they...
You know, BoJack Norseman.
Yeah.
The headless Norseman.
The Norsemen ride Norses.
I think I have a pretty good idea where this is going.
I'm pretty sure I know also, and it's gonna involve swords.
Holy shit, what is this? Fortune God's very flames.
A sword!
To mine eyes, tell me lies, a new Elder Scrolls game.
No, it's not gonna be fucking Skyrim.
How do you know? Gio,
it might be
how do you
Skyrim.
know?
It might be slightly Skyrim.
Well, let's watch this.
Yes, indeed.
There are 2 wolves fighting in a man's heart. One is called love, the other, hate.
The boy has destiny among the people. He stays.
Who am I? I've tried to shed my past, but it claws at me.
The prophecy is coming to fulfillment.
Run and you may live. Fight them, you will die.
What will you do?
kill as many as I can.
This movie was a lot more boring than I thought it would be.
Your problem is Vikings versus Native Americans, and you expect
it was
something.
It was not as interesting as I was hoping that this sword and wilderness weird freak show type movie would be. I was expecting it to be a lot more.
I think the biggest misstep is the Vikings all speaking Viking. Because it means you can't really have the character. I know it's realistic, sort of, but you can't really have the characters talking to each other then.
Mm-hmm. And then there's the fact that, like,
I mean, you have Clancy Goddamn Brown. He is an incredible voice actor. Has an amazing voice.
Mm-hmm.
Don't make him speak gobbledygook.
He's speaking the weird Viking, the whole, like, not the whole way through, but like,
yeah, the whole way through.
Well, like, yeah, like...
Never speaks English.
Again,
Never speaks English.
Yeah, it was not as great as I was hoping it would be. I was hoping it would be, like, on the levels of, like, entertainment as, like, I don't know. Or, like, name your favorite, like, sword fighting, like, olden day sort of. I could probably...
I'd have to go with either Dragonheart or Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Yeah, I can go for Robin Hood. I can go for, like, even give me, like... Give me, like, an episode of Game of Thrones, even.
Yeah, not a fan. Not a fan.
I know, but, like, just, like... Honestly, this is, like, way... Like, even worse than an episode of Game of Thrones, because, like, I'd rather just watch...
The plot is so goddamn
like,
convoluted.
Fiction. Yeah, fictional
Interestingly,
fighting.
For those of you keeping track at home, I'm not keeping track. I don't know how many we've run into, but there is a flail.
Oh yeah, of course. There's a flail in this. I was hoping that there would be one. Like from the beginning, it's like, yeah, let's see how long it takes until a flail shows, and there it is.
We start with weird shots, disjointed shots of violence. Vikings raiding villages, Native American villages.
It's like, this is being played over, like, the credits.
Mm.
And it's just like, they're, like, riding onto... Like, the fucking Nazgul are riding into the village.
Yeah.
These fucking crazy-ass Viking bastards.
Yes, because Vikings, who came all the way over the sea, would bring fucking horses with them.
Yep. This was, like, 600 years ago in, like, North America.
And then we find this Native American woman... carrying sticks on her back.
Mm-hmm.
Then she sees a horse and follows it, I guess?
Yeah, like, she's just, like, out in the wilderness, sees this, like, beautiful, majestic white horse, and it's, like, the prophecy and all this, like...
I don't think we ever learn what the prophecy is.
It's never mentioned in entirety. It's just, like, there's this kid, and he shows up.
Well, she finds a Drakkar. A Viking longship.
Yeah, she ends up, like, following the horse, falls down a hole.
Goes into there's water, there's a bunch of corpses.
The Viking ship, yeah.
A lot of corpses. Then she finds a Viking kid and adopts him, and it's basically the opening of Tarzan.
Yeah.
Just, like, Phil there's a montage of him growing up, and Phil Collins is singing, Son of man, look to the sky. Then he's a creepy puppet,
uh-huh.
and it says, This is the world we live in, and these are the hands we're giving.
We don't need to tell the audience to start watching Genesis music videos.
Yes, we do.
Of weird puppet.
I trust they'll do it on their own.
Puppet Nixon and Puppet Reagan.
And the Puppet Mussolini at one point for some reason.
So, she ends up finding this boy, adopts him.
He's rejected. They're like, we should kill him. Now let's not kill him. Let's adopt him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, they find him with a sword. He's got a sword in his hand.
He keeps the sword.
Yeah.
He grows up, and apparently the leader of the tribe is called a Pathfinder?
No, it's like the successor to the tribe is the Pathfinder.
No, I thought it was the leader. The Pathfinder leads the tribe is what I understood.
Well, like, they like scout and, like, they're navigators, essentially. And, like, also successors to the tribe.
We meet a lot of characters. We're never given their names in the movie, so as far as I'm concerned, no one has names.
I think
slapping that with you.
Is, like, the leader named, like, Ghost or something?
The main character is called Ghost.
Yeah.
Our Viking
really?
raised by, apparently, that's what the credits said. It said with Carl Urban as Ghost Carl Urban, so.
Wow. That's a weird name for him.
Well,
Ghost.
no one has their name said in the film, so I don't think we should count them as having names.
Yeah, but why would you name your adopted kid? Like, why would you have your name adopted even? Like, be Ghost?
Well, he's white. I guess. Probably sounds better in Native American.
White man. Casper. They call him Casper the whole movie.
So he's going out hunting.
Yeah.
So we get introduced to people, then he goes out hunting, a little girl follows him, and they get attacked by Vikings.
Yep.
She escapes.
Well, like, she gets chased down.
Yeah.
They end up following them to the village.
They raid the village.
Yep.
They capture an old guy and make him fight a man who has a flail with a sword.
Yeah. The second they start raiding and everything, like, I see the guy on the horse, like, fucking whip a flail into the back of some guy's head.
And so, we finally have it.
The flail.
Someone's using a flail effectively.
We got it.
But it's the first time we've seen one used properly.
Yeah, true. The guy was quite skilled with that until he gets killed by Ghost.
Yeah.
But, like, okay, I'm gonna say this, like, right now. Mm-hmm. This movie gets, like, pretty violent.
Oh yeah.
You get like
so much blood.
Like, you get decapitations.
Very CG blood, but still.
You get like axes to, like, the back of heads, and, like, fucking just, like, flails whipping into people's heads, and, like, just, like, skull bits flying everywhere. It gets pretty gruesome. Oh yeah, people getting, like, fucking impaled and all that. Oh yeah, one guy gets fucking thrown into, like, a tree's roots.
Yep.
Like, the bottom of, like, a cracked tree, and just, like, fucking gets, like, impaled a little bit. Like, you can see the fucking spikes go into his back before he falls right off of them. It's gnarly.
No, it's tubular.
Radical. So the second the village gets, like, fucking just wrecked,
they captured...
was, like, the second he's, like, gone, like, the second Ghost leaves, the village starts getting attacked.
He comes back, finds everyone dead, and then we know, oh, great, it's another Conan.
And this movie is, like, more like Die Hard.
Oh, we did have
like medieval Die Hard.
Oh, we did have a flashback.
Yeah.
Where Ghost, as a young Viking boy, is in battle, and his dad wants him to kill a little Native American girl, and he's like, no. So, Ghost is like, his dad's like, fuck you, you're not my son. Whips the flesh off his back and leaves him to die in a boat, and that's how he ended up in the boat at the beginning.
But he was a practiced warrior though. Yes. Like, he knows how to fight and everything.
Somehow speak Viking.
Yeah, and then he ends up, like, he gets caught in a situation where, like, he has no weapon, but, like, they give him a sword. He ends up coming across the village basically after everybody's dead.
And they're like, hey, maybe this one knows how to use a sword. And it turns out he can.
Yeah.
He kills the person he's fighting, kills another person, steals a shield, stabs a man in the throat with the shield, and runs off.
Yeah. He ends up getting his weapons from them, like Die Hard.
Or any RPG.
Now I have a shield and sword.
Now I have a halberd. I wish halberds. I love halberds. I don't know why. They're just really cool.
Halberds are pretty sick. I like great swords better than halberds, but
I mean, for halberd, it's because they're a utility weapon because you got an axe head on one side, a hammer on the back, and a spear.
Yeah,
it's a Swiss army. I think it was actually a Swiss invention. Makes sense.
Yeah, I would see that.
So they go after him. He's running. He's taking them off one by one. Captain America's a guy by throwing a shield.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Okay. So this movie's essentially 1/3 medieval Die Hard, 1/3 300, and 1/3 Conan,
with a sprinkling of Pocahontas mixed in.
Like Pocahontas flavored.
Better than Pocahontas. I'll give it that.
Yeah, that's true. It's Native Americans versus Vikings.
It wasn't condescending like Pocahontas was.
Yeah.
I hate Colors of the Wind. Oh yes, I'm gonna pick up this baby cub and somehow this bear cub and somehow not be mauled immediately by the mother.
The mother's just looking at her all twinkly eyed. It's like, yeah, sure, you can touch my child, bitch. Why not?
So they're chasing the leader of the Vikings, Clancy Brown. I refuse to call him any name that's not said in the movie, so he's just Clancy Brown. The Kurgan. He's the Kurgan. They're chasing him. He's like, wait.
Falsa Doom.
He's not James Earl Jones, so this movie's not that awesome. It's like, wait, let him live. We'll follow him to the.
He is a Falsa Doom type character, though. Yeah. He's like down to like let him fight, give him a fighting chance.
Steel is strong, my boy.
Until he kills he kills like 2 or 3 of his guys, and then he's like, get him. I want his head.
So they're following him. They're following to the next village. He goes to try to warn the village, like,
oh, you forgot about something.
What?
He gets the sword. He gets the shield.
Yeah.
He kills a guy and takes his horse, and then he goes on a toboggan chase.
Yeah, the toboggan chase to get to the village. He warns them.
On a shield.
He warns them, and he also warns that, hey, these guys are really they have very good weapons, because he cuts a bunch of their spears apart with a sword. It's like, you can't beat this kind of weapons. And they have armor they have impenetrable armor to stone arrows.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're wearing like steel plate.
Yeah, somehow.
Which to them it's like, oh no, they're bulletproof. Well, because they're using stone arrows.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, they haven't discovered like proper steel yet, the Native Americans. So like they're using like steel weapons and spears and shit, which is basically useless against these Viking fuckers because they're actually made of steel. Their shit's made of steel. Yeah. They have proper swords and all that.
So
So he ends up getting
a hunting party goes out to try to kill the Vikings. Carl Urban's like, yeah, fuck you guys. He has sex with the chief's daughter.
Yeah, he ends up getting there. Basically tells them all they're coming.
He has the hallucination of the chief killing himself with Carl Urban's sword. Mm-hmm. So a silent guy who I think might have a mental illness, and the chick he has sex with are hunting Vikings.
I think he's mute, actually, that one. I think he was one of them that, like, got his tongue cut out. Because, like, basically he tells the village, like, yeah, if sometimes they let you live and they cut your tongue out and they make you run to the village, so, like, they cut your tongue out so they lead you to they get led to the village and then kill your whole village. But, like, they cut the tongue out so they can't warn them before the attack comes. Yeah. And I think he's one of them that, like, got his tongue cut out and got sent to the village. But, like, he survived.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so he has sex with a girl.
Yep, then hunting Viking, he gets some Viking armor.
Yeah.
And then
he starts to scout out, like, where are we going to lead them to like, fight? Because they are coming. So he's like, okay, we're going to lead them to, like, these, like, the hot gates, essentially, from 300.
He sets a bunch of traps.
Yeah.
He lets them get killed by the traps. There's stuff you've seen in Conan, like impaling spikes and stuff.
Yeah, and then he big logs with, like, spikes all around
Then he's taunting the Vikings, trying to get them to cross an area that's covered, that looks like grass. And then the hunting party, led by that asshole from the Native American camp, charges in like, yeah, we'll kill all of them, and then they run and trigger the trap. It all falls in. They all get impaled and die, and well, the trap won't happen to the Vikings. They capture Karl Urban and say, okay, you're going to lead us to the villages because you know this terrain.
Oh, this is after he witnesses his entire, like, a bunch of his villagers
a new village, his second village killed him.
A second time.
Okay.
Like, I've watched anime where, like, the characters have lost less villages than this main character has. The Fire Nation came twice this year.
Well, they didn't come at all the last few years, so they had to make up for lost time.
Yep.
Interestingly, Clancy Brown, I think he voices one of the either Fire or Earth nations. He's a character in a villain, obviously.
Wouldn't be surprised.
I think he's General Fang.
Oh, he is?
I think.
Maybe.
Not important.
I haven't watched a lot of Avatar, actually.
Gotta rewatch it. It's a good show. Not the movie. The movie's awful. Both movies.
Yeah. So, they end up, like, using her... Like, they're about to cut her hand off.
Her head.
They're about to straight up cut her hand off. Like, you saw a pile of hands.
Oh, yeah.
And they put her hand on the tree stump. And, like, they're about to cut her hand off. Like, they tell him, though, like, are you gonna lead us to the other tribe? He, like, spits in their general direction. And they're like, well, fine, fuck you, we're gonna cut your girlfriend's hand off. So they're about to cut her hand off, and he's
says,
like,
okay.
Wait, I'll take you to them, but, like, you spare her life, and blah, blah, blah.
And she's pissed at him. He leads them kind of on a wild goose chase.
Yeah.
Some irrelevant stuff happens, and then they're going...
They take forever to
This whole thing...
This whole part
is like
forever.
Half an hour, and can be summed up as he takes them up a mountain.
Yeah.
And is like...
and a lot of them die.
It's really up the mountain. It's really steep. We should tie ourselves together. Like, you're trying to trick us or something. Like, oh, okay, go ahead, don't tie ourselves together. And the one guy falls to his death off the mountain. Like, oh, okay. So they're going up tied up.
This whole part can be summed up in the noise Merrick just made. Because every time they would fall over with, like, fucking ragdoll physics, I would make that sound.
They're walking up the mountain tied together. And then it's time for Ghost to trigger his plan. And he cuts the rope connecting him.
After fucking 20 minutes.
And he throws something at the guy at the back. And then he falls off, which obviously pulls all the other ones down.
Yeah, and little does the chief remember he fucking is tied to them, so he falls off with them.
He falls off with them, catches the rock,
and these
Clancy Brown cuts the rope.
Yeah,
climbs up. And
no, not even. He cuts the guy's throat and then cuts the rope.
Yeah, well, death by the blade, I guess.
Yeah.
So he climbs up. They fight.
Kills his own dude.
He disarms. Ghost disarms Clancy Brown. It's like, go ahead, kill me, but give me death.
Yeah, they
by
have
the
like
blade.
the big final battle.
I'm the last of your kind in this cursed land. You're not my kind, and then he kicks him off.
At least he said that in English.
Yeah.
Not even he kicks him off. He fucking just pushes him off of the cliff, and he falls down and dies.
And then.
So the girl becomes the new Pathfinder after a bunch of fucking expositional, like, epilogue bullshit.
And then Ghost spends all his time walking the shore, watching out for this is what they call them, by the way, dragon men, which I have a problem with.
Yeah, because you're like, the Native
Dragons
Americans
do not appear in Native American folklore.
Yeah, but, like, I'm pretty sure they had a name for it.
Yeah.
Like, in Native American, but they didn't say it.
The closest thing's the Thunderbird.
I think they have, like, a giant bat creature also.
Yeah, maybe.
Possibly. But, the fucking ending of this, like, it should have ended, like, 30 minutes, like,
it's
before
too
it
long.
fucking did. Because, like...
I mean, if the...
Like, he takes forever to fucking bring his plan into action, fucking Ghost.
If this movie were 90 minutes...
Keith Urban.
It would be better.
Yeah. It would
And if the Vikings spoke... I mean, you sure have them speak a different language when they're talking to the natives, because they don't speak the same language.
Yeah.
But when it's just Vikings and Vikings, please just have them speak English.
Can all of the fucking expositional bullshit and all the stupid crap that the Vikings say back and forth to each other... All of the fucking... when they kidnap, like, Keith Urban and the girl...
Yeah.
Like, it's just literally, like, 90% of what they're saying is bring the bitch here, bring the bitch there.
Yeah.
It's like, bitch, 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 bitch.
One
It's
streaks like a
man,
Nazgul.
come on.
For some reason. And they look very... Look like a combination of Uruk-hai and that one Nord from the cover of Elder Scrolls Online.
That I can't argue with. They also kind of, like, they all look like straight up, like, they all look undead.
I'm assuming, by the way, that the lead Viking is Clancy Brown.
Probably.
Because his face is covered by a massive Gimli beard and a eye-covering helmet.
Mm-hmm.
And he speaks in gibberish. So it's hard to tell. But I
It is
think...
very hard to tell.
And this Viking name is Clancy Brown, but you never really called anyone by their name, so...
No one ever gets their names called. Like, not even the main character. Not once, I think, do they ever call him
Someone
Ghost.
was called Wind and Tree.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently.
Is this a good time to bring up fucking Riverwind?
No. We're done with that movie.
Lake Sneeze.
So, what do you give this movie?
Fucking shit. Oh man, that's a question. That's a very, very good question. Okay. I'm gonna give it 400 years of getting smacked in the back of the head with a flail out of a total of 2,000 villages burned in front of the main character's eyes.
I'm going to give it 3 never-mentioned prophecies that have nothing to do with anything.
600 white horses coming and going over the past year.
Out of 10 goofy Home Alone traps.
Yes.
I mean, for me, the worst thing a movie can be is boring.
I thought that was going to go in a complete different direction. I thought you were going to be like, the worst thing a movie can be is Home Alone.
I liked Home Alone.
I know.
But if it's... We've seen some bad fucking movies.
Yeah, we've seen bad movies, but this one was just... It's just
Sword
uninteresting.
Sword
It was
of
just
the
kinda
Valiant
boring.
was at least hilarious.
Oh, fuck yeah. I
How bad
watched
it
Sword of the Valiant like 20 times over, as opposed to this one that's just kind of a boring sword and
I'm
shield
not
movie.
going to remember this movie. I remember.
I'll remember parts of this, but I will not give a fuck about this movie.
It's
and
not
I will probably never watch it again.
It's still not as bad as Bram Stoker's Way of the Vampire. That's the worst we've seen.
It's not bad. It's just boring.
Even motherfucking
Which
Raggedy
kinda
Ann
makes
and
it bad.
Andy.
That
was at least utterly insane.
It was fucking everywhere, that one. It couldn't... Okay, that was a sugar rush, you know? This one's just kind of like...
This is the coming
This
down.
one's drunk and needs to go home.
No, this is the come down.
Yeah, this is the hangover.
So, I'm sorry about missing a week of Mindbreakers.
Don't apologize. These people don't care. Got Johnson here. See, nobody cares.
I've been Merrick D'Amato.
I completely just sandbagged everything you're about to say.
I've been Merrick D'Amato.
And I've just sandbagged everything Merrick has to say.
And that's been Gio. And we'll see you all next week.
Bye,
Ciao.
guys. Don't get your village slaughtered in front of your own eyes.